He's from Rivers. I'm from Anambra. Life happens. While I grew up, knowing that our people are part of the primary constituents, part of the major constituents of Rivers and Delta. And over time, I also discovered from the horse's mouth that our people are part of Edo State. This gentleman came into the world believing that he was just from Rivers and that he had very little or nothing in common with the person that came from the southeast. I took one of my babies, one of my kids, for, I think, a vaccination in the Kuje area of Abuja. And trust me, always curious. At a stage, I said, "Gentleman, where are you from?" Noting that he was from southern Nigeria, not from northern Nigeria. He said he came from Rivers. He mentioned a community that I had heard its name before, and what I heard was that they have Igbo roots. So I said, "You are Igbo?" Or I asked, "You are Igbo?" He said, "No." I wanted to verify his position that they were not Igbo, or that he is not Igbo, or that he was not Igbo, in order to jettison the convictions I had. I went to the back seat of my 406, pulled out a copy of the Igbos, Jews in Africa. It's one of my earlier books. I'll find the cover and maybe place it here, even though the book is that particular book is out of stock. But I'm mentioning the one I gave to him so that if by the grace of God that brother is still with us, but I don't see why he will not still be with us in the world, because he was about my age. I pulled out a copy and I said, "Read. I'm coming back in 2 weeks and I want to know what you think." Fortunately, he falls into the category of Nigerians that believe they should still read. I returned after 2 weeks. I received a hug. I received an embrace. Why? He said, "Oga lawyer, everything you wrote in the book as Omena and as Igbo culture is what we do in our community in Rivers. You have Ofo. We also have Ofo." I opened my mouth. "You have Ofo?" He said, "We have Ofo." At a stage, he became emotional. He said, "Why did they deceive us that we were not Igbos?" So, my brothers and sisters, an English Jew shared with me a story about Bonny. The town in Rivers called Bonny. It was in older times a very important seaport. And trust me, I want to do something for the Igbo people. I want to organize Igbo history again, because I heard from Professor Peter Nabude that one day a generation of Igbos will come to this world and they will say, "Who are we?" He said, "Remi Ilona, that's when your works will become important. Not now. This generation feels they can cope without their history." So I went to two persons from Rivers. Both have Igbo names. As at the time I asked the question, one of them was still on the right path. He had not begun to doubt the truth, because somehow he feels threatened by the truth. But one is still very okay. He doesn't, like me, get involved in the very ancient history, the one that started from the gentleman called Abraham. But when discussing contemporary Igbo affairs, he's okay. Even though I feel that every Igbo should be interested in the past, because if you are not interested in 3,900 years ago, you would not have anything to say about 3,900 years in the future. They are interconnected. I asked them who were in Bonny in the 1300s and 1400s. Their answers and responses were identical. They said the Igbo people. And what the English Jew told me was that every day, when it comes from Africa, they will use the word canoe. But if it's Europe, they will use the word ship. That every day, hundreds of ships or canoes left Bonny, and they were Igbos. What will bring them back to their Igbo heritage is what will bring the person from Ozobo, from Unewi, from Onitsha, from Ihiala, from Okija, the last three I mentioned, crossed over from Delta. Our brothers from Delta, they make me laugh when they say they are not Igbos because they found themselves in Delta. Yesterday, I talked about myself also being a Delta person. What will make everybody truly Igbo is doing of Omenana, studying and doing of Omenana. So, that is it. That is all for today. Be strong.